Ladies and gentlemen, last Thursday night, when I said the things I said, when I cracked some of the jokes that I cracked, people thought that there wasn't any truth in my jest. Understand, Coach, I've been seeing this build for a while now. And let's just say the volcano has begun to erupt in more ways than one. And in this rant, the 33rd rant of the season entitled Trust the Prophecy, I'm going to break down Final 5 week for the public in ways that I should have done yesterday, but I was busy, so give me a pass with that. But understand, Coach, Brittany's betrayal of Taylor, it needs to be documented. We need to dive deeper on that, all right? We need to explain why this is very problematic. We need to break down Turner once again, stepping up to the plate and doing something we haven't seen many people do in this game. Stay true to his word and not go for the lowest frequency of gameplay and allow Brittany's little manipulative ways to control him. Alyssa, listen, I told patrons this and I'm going to stand by it. Listen, coming into this week, coming out of last week, I was fully on board with Monty winning this HOH if Taylor didn't, turning on Turner. But after Turner did what he did to vote out Alyssa, to force the tie, understand, Brittany and Alyssa thought they were doing something sweet. They thought they was going to get Taylor out by a vote of 2-0 and blindside those two men left in the house, making them believe it was going to be a tie the other way around. Understand, all of this has blown up in Brittany's face, and it's really profound because the karma of Taylor really needs to be mentioned here because right after she doesn't vote for Taylor to stay, Taylor wins HOH in a tiebreaker versus Brittany. So understand here, now the ball is in Turner and Monty's court. If either of those two men win veto, Brittany is gone, and it's all because she decided to do her final to Taylor wrong. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the critically acclaimed, the Pop the Trunk podcast, now Patreon exclusively sponsored Hall of Fame, recency bias radio, where no one is safe from criticism. I'm, of course, your humble host, Dave Smith, Pretty Boy Smitty, Protocol Paul, Pearl Game Ultra, Smid Dog Trill, the Rant God, Hotep Thanos, Throne Thanos, Metro Kaiba, the Pro Black Prodigy, the Shadow Realm Shaman, the Pronoun Punisher, the No Sleep Assassin, he who cannot be canceled, the Apex Analyst, here to bring balance back to Big Brother 24, because the prophecy is so strong and so real, people starting to listen to me a lot more. All of the above on that ISAT test and ACT hardcore. You know what it is. And ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't be more prouder of these two black players. They understood their pivoting prowess. Understand. A lot of people want the narrative to be that Taylor is somehow wrong for hooking up with a man she was romantically into before Joseph ever started flirting with her. She isn't wrong. And to be completely honest with you, if she doesn't flirt the way she did, there's an argument to be had. Monty doesn't convince Turner that Taylor's willing to take him in the final three. Understand, I am the type of cause and effect merchant that will always give people the credit they are due for pursuing other avenues. See, people want you to be this little robot that just does what they want you to do 24/7. Taylor's here to win this game. Taylor is a social butterfly to an extent to where she has great relationships with everyone left. Even the woman who called her a cockroach weeks ago, we ain't forgot Alyssa, was the main one kissing Taylor's ass until Taylor touched the block next to her. So understand, make no mistake about it, I might as well put hashtag Alyssa exposed party, hashtag Alyssa eviction party, because I am so happy she is gone. Thank you, Monty, for doing what no other HOH has been able to do all season. Get this girl out of here, man. She has weaponized and exploited the white girl crying technique over and over again to the point where I think that strategic implementation should be abolished. It should be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar dunking the ball in college. No, we're not allowing you to do it. It's too easy for you. You villain dig me. I'm just keeping it real. But with that said, Coach, you need to understand, Alyssa was flirting with Monty all week. What was Taylor supposed to do? Sit idle and let Becky, who's already did 10 seconds with Kyle DeMort, was she supposed to let her get on the brother too and let her corrupt his mind even further? No, I applaud that sister for marking her territory. You got me messed up. And marking her territory is why she's HOH guaranteed final three, baby. You villain dig me. So listen, there's going to be some people hating, and listen, I could see it from the Joseph fan perspective why you would feel a certain type of way. But understand, Joseph was shackled to her, he was chained to her for a few days, and he didn't make a single move, coach. Listen, good guys finish last in these streets if they don't do anything. And that's just the truth of it all. And with that said, all of these players in this house have been bashing Joseph to Taylor incessantly to the point where she don't know what to believe. She also is aware of the fact that he had a situationship at home. So listen, man. Joseph can no longer help her get to the end, but Monte can. We witnessed that during the double. I told y'all about the look he gave her. That was a prince who was promised a Zora High type look. He gave her the Sharingan stare. It is what it is. But with that said, coach, I don't want Taylor to be judged. I actually thought the edit tonight was quite wholesome considering what they could have done. I thought it was pretty nice. I thought they handled a black showman's making the end for the first time ever very well. That's the credit I'm going to give you, production. So I want to mention those things and put them on the table immediately, okay? Taylor saw what Alyssa was trying to do. Understand, the night before the veto ceremony on Sunday night, Alyssa and Turner slept in the bed with Taylor and Monte. They were trying their best to block her that night so she would touch the block. So understand, Taylor probably would have implemented this strategy the night before the veto ceremony if possible, but she wasn't given the opportunity or the window to do so. So, hey, she did what she could after the fact. And the fact that Turner's the one to vote to keep her, when he was the one who wanted her out a couple of weeks ago, it says a lot. It says Monte's game is very effective and he deserves a lot of credit for it. With that said, Turner deserves a lot of credit for being willing to listen. Also, Taylor deserves a lot of credit for not just being stubborn. The minute Monte tells her she's going to touch the block, she just spirals like Brittany does. And see, that's my problem with you, Brittany. See, I'm trying to bring this on around to you. This is going to be an epic freestyle. I got stuff to get off my chest. Brittany, you came off super anti-black this week. Monte held you to the fire for the stuff you and Michael transpired with earlier in the season regarding Kyle's, let's just call it what it is, all-white strategy. Now, Brittany's problem is she thinks she can be the savior without having to hold any accountability. And she thinks simply because her and Michael was okay with the Final Four that included Monte in it, when that was only a backup plan that they created during the Nexus event because they wanted to keep Monte loyal to them, knowing that they were screwing over Joseph initially. And also, Brittany contributed to stumping Joseph out after he was eliminated out of the guilt she felt for setting him up to fail in the Nexus event. But then in the edit tonight, she's telling us when Taylor lost Joseph, all she did was console her in her moment of need. That's a lie. After Joseph left, when Michael was HOH, you were the one who kicked Taylor out of the HOH room so you and Michael could have it to yourselves. But now if her and Monte have the HOH to themselves and have a sleepover, you're salty. You're married. You shouldn't be invited to sleepovers, coach. They're respecting your husband. But once again, none of that matters. And see, that brings me to another issue I have with you, Brittany. You create these narratives that Taylor's abandoning you. She leaves you alone when you need support. All this hot stuff. Let's put to the side the fact that Taylor has been stumped out the most in this house out of anyone in this game, and Brittany has done little to nothing to defend her in public. Daniel shouted at Taylor. Brittany did nothing. But once again, Brittany believes Taylor should be anti-black on her behalf, when Brittany has also already shown Taylor she's been anti-black already. Why should Taylor go out on a limb for you if now she's already questioning your true motive and why you even came clean with the information about Kyle? And then, Brittany, you exposed the Women's Alliance to Turner, thinking you're bringing him closer to your side. All you did was tell him he needs to work closer with Monte by doing that. Monte tells you to your face that everything you've done makes him question you, and he straight up calls you a suburban mob boss this week. I don't think she's a suburban mob boss, Monte. You know what I think she is? With the way her and Michael are so obsessed with making sure black people go to bed at a specific time, she's what I call a curfew Karen. That's your nickname, Brittany. You're curfew Karen. Because at every turn, you're like neighborhood watch. Listen, we're playing a game of Big Brother. Just because you would like to go to sleep at an earlier time doesn't mean we have to. But this once again shows why Brittany and Michael needed that 7-person alliance as much as Taylor did. See, the narrative is Taylor needed it so much, Brittany needed it just as bad as Taylor did. Because you see, now that the 7 has been abolished, Taylor sure landed on her feet really well. But look at Brittany, a complete train wreck. Can't land on her feet after Michael left. Yeah, she won a veto, but even that veto has an asterisk on it like a bubble ring in the NBA, mainly because production went out of their way to basically keep Monte from competing in the veto itself. So listen, yeah, you won the comp, but did you really win it if you didn't compete against everyone who should have competed against you? I don't know. Your strength of schedule was weak. Then you got Brittany out here on these live feed streets talking about, oh, I'm going to show the real me really soon. These people think I'm just this stay-at-home mom who's just super nice. No, we know the real you now because of what you and Michael did. They think I'm this stay-at-home mom who's just gonna let things go and doesn't notice anything, but I'm willing to get my hands dirty, and I want to be someone that people look at as someone who went out fighting, and now that Michael's gone, and I'm gonna revert back to what I wanted to do when I first thought about playing this game, and I know now that I have to win out. Okay, if you now know that you have to win out, what has changed then? You were willing to lose the game to Michael in second place, but now all of a sudden it seems like ever since Monte called you out in your anti-black philosophies, and he called out the fact that you asked for a final 2 with Turner, by the way, that you denied and lied about in front of Taylor and Monte's face, but let's put that to the side as well. You're really creating the argument that somehow Monte protecting Turner justifies you targeting Monte before Turner, when the only reason why Monte protected Turner is because he doesn't know if he can trust whether you're anti-black or not. So your response to being accused of possibly being anti-black is targeting 2 black people in a row, Brittany? See, no matter how you shake it, Brittany tonight proved to the world she was willing to vote out Taylor this week and take out Monte next week. That means she wanted an all-white final 3. Exposed. And Taylor ain't really done nothing to her to deserve that type of hatred. But you got to understand, Brittany, she told on herself on live feeds to Cams. She said, there's 3 things I wanted to do coming into this game. I wanted first place, I wanted second place, which is probably the most possible thing you could ask for right now because you ain't getting first, but that's now that Alyssa gone, it's icy, coach. Put on a thick thermal. And then she said the 3rd thing she wanted was AFP. That's when my brain started to think. She hating on Taylor because she knows she's AFP already. She counting her money. She like, oh, you got $75K in the bag. So I'm going to start hating on you, and I'm going to justify why I'm turning on you by implying you're being shady towards me. When in reality, all Taylor is doing with Monte this week is what you've done towards her with Michael all season. Brittany even admitted on live feeds that Michael had 90% of her game priority. Taylor only had 10. How are you this offended by a woman that you only made 10% of your priority? %10 of a priority is like being a role player. You know what I'm saying? Like, Brittany always made it seem like she loved Taylor so much. But the truth is, feedsters, super fans are starting to see what the truth is, Brittany. Michael was the one who was really Taylor's friend. You were that +1, that 3rd wheel that was jealous of the relationship Michael had with Taylor. That's why you cut Taylor down so often around Michael. And that's why Michael sometimes had to cut you down and you trying to cut her down. See, we starting to see what it really is now. And see, there's nowhere to run. And see, that brings me back to what I originally wanted to say about you. And see, if y'all are fans of The Walking Dead, I got a unique analogy for you. And I think Walking Dead fans are going to feel this. I got something later for the Harry Potter fans. Don't worry. If you pay close attention to the thumbnail, you know what I'm going to build towards here. This lady, Brittany, there really needs to be a psychological evaluation on how she has spiraled. She started off as this nice lady that you wanted to root for because she was the underdog. Then her and Michael started feeling like the favorites to make the end, which made it easy for everyone to hate on them, on top of how they made Kyle the scapegoat for a lot of the things they condoned. In a lot of ways, Brittany's heel turn from being liked to all of a sudden turning on Taylor and being completely hated heading into Final Four. In a lot of ways, it's very similar, eerily similar, to Alpha from The Walking Dead. if you ask me, Brittany is now starting to physically feel sick because she's speaking sickly things into existence. Understand the symbolism. See, the reason why she's alpha is because Monte is Daryl. Taylor is Carol. And if you really want me to really break this down, I think Turner tonight proved he's Negan. If y'all remember, Carol hated Negan. She had to pull Negan to the side. She had to make a deal with Negan for him to backstab Alpha. Now, spoiler alert, but I can't help but figure and connect the dots that what Brittany attempted to do last week in snitching on the Women's Alliance to Turner, I can't help but connect the dots that was Brittany, as in Alpha, attempting to pull Negan to the Whisperers. Negan was too smart to fall for that game. Instead, he made an alliance with Taylor, aka Carol, to get Alpha out the paint. See, what you really need to realize is Brittany is Alpha in Final Four. And usually Alpha has a positive connotation on recency bias radio. In this case, it's negative. It's the first time for everything. What you got to understand is Curfew Karen, a.k.a. Suburban Mob Boss, a.k.a. Alpha of the Whisperers. What she has shown us tonight is she never really cared about Taylor. She wanted to work with that alliance with Kyle because she truly in her heart was anti-black. The real her that she can't wait to show the world by voting Taylor out was the anti-black version of herself she hid for so long. All these things are being connected so easily because she made it so easy to do. And that's the funniest part. I guess if Brittany is Alpha, I guess that would make Michael Beta. And Beta was a hell of a fighter. Not that many people could take Beta. The only person who could take Beta was Monte, Daryl. You see how this connects itself? I'm telling y'all, she is Alpha, man. Michael was Beta. And in order to get at Alpha, you need Beta out of the premises. As long as Beta's around, you can't get at Alpha. As soon as Michael got sent to the Shadow Realm last week, the lemon booty kicked in. And all of a sudden, Brittany's questioning everything she's ever known. Just like Alpha was tweaking out. So listen, that's enough of the Walking Dead analogy. I'm just saying, when you really think about it, there's something really crazy going on in that head of hers. Really crazy. And that brings me on over to my other analogy, ladies and gentlemen, of Alyssa. The girl who I am so happy is going home, the girl who grifted her ass off, the girl who voted out her showmance, but earlier today in the episode told Turner, I would die for you. You wouldn't even die for Kyle. You wouldn't even die for Kyle DeMort. What makes you think we gonna listen to you? You feel it, dig me? Kyle DeMort right now is in Azkaban prison, Bellatrix. You feel it, dig me? And you're about to meet him in Azkaban prison in a second. See, y'all was trying to set up Taylor and get her sent to Azkaban. Taylor ain't going for that, though. She ain't going for that, though. And that brings me to my next point. Everyone wants to make it seem like Alyssa's this innocent girl, but she isn't. Alyssa, almost called her innocent. Alyssa played a role in a lot of toxic gameplay, and just because she didn't win anything to get any blood on her hands, she kept dodging the accountability that came with that. That's why I'm happy she's going home. She didn't earn the right to be in Final Four because she did nothing. She was furniture coach. She was Wayfair. Let's just keep it a bean in these streets. She was Wayfair. She was Caldemort's most loyal servant. She was Bellatrix Lestrange. And she got sent to another dimension tonight like Doctor Strange. You feel it, dig me, coach? But that is the karma Alyssa deserved. She was one of the original members of Girls Girls. And see, what pisses me off about you, Brittany, is that you would choose Alyssa is white enough to get these privilege points to make it another week. But when it came down to Jasmine, Nope, she gotta go. When it came down to Ameerah, nope, she gotta go. When it came to Taylor, she gotta go. It seems as if you got a problem with black women, Brittany. Because if it's a black woman from Girls, Girls, they're irredeemable, unforgivable. If they're white from Girls, Girls, they get 9 lives like Catwoman. Come on, y'all. Say I'm lying right now. She looks crazy in these streets, bruh. Literally, Alyssa is the most responsible for why you were lonely at the beginning of the game to need Michael and Taylor so much, Brittany. She is literally the arbiter of your doom. But you refuse to lose to someone black so much now, you would rather lose to furniture than lose to Taylor. Do you not know how bad that makes you look, Brittany? You trying to explain to the world why you turning on Taylor and they only gave you 60 minutes to explain it? You look crazy. You look crazy. And look, on the surface level, will I admit Brittany has a harder time beating Taylor in Final 2 than she would beating Alyssa? Yes. But Taylor is also the only person willing to take you to Final 2. Why would you risk burning a bridge with her right before Final 4 when she just won this HOH? I know everything comes down to the veto, but damn, you were going to get rid of Taylor. But see, that is the other part of this, right? If Brittany would have gotten rid of Taylor, she would have been able to win the HOH tonight and guarantee her spot in Final 3. So you could create the argument, well, maybe Brittany did make the better decision for a game. I just think, from a jury management perspective, that decision would have never won at the game. It would have led to an entire jury bitter with her. Alyssa already had 3 votes locked in. You would have just handed Alyssa the game. And it would have taken you doing all the dirty work for Alyssa to be in Final 2 next to you, which would have been an even dirtier shame. So no matter how you shake it, Brittany, this is what needed to happen. We needed a Final 4 that was all leftovers. This was pertinent. This was important for the integrity of this game. This alliance was the most loved. Someone from it should be the one to win this game. I did not want someone on the outside of this fantastic alliance to be rewarded with $750K just because it wasn't a black woman. That would have completely negated the whole purpose of outing Kyle, right? But Brittany was prepared to reward Kyle's girlfriend. But this is the woman that thinks Monte doesn't have a point in holding her foot to the fire for the grifting. Understand, Monte clocked Brittany's game all week. He had Turner, he said, bruh, Brittany's gonna try something funny. I bet you she tries to vote out Taylor. Just in case, can you vote out Alyssa for me, man? I know you don't want to do it. I know it's bad for your jury management, but please, in exchange for you not touching the block, can you do me this solid? Turner said, I got you. Turner had him. See, your problem, Brittany, is you don't have a track record of keeping your word to many people. So when you make deals, people ain't really incentivized to trust you. And that's more of a reason why I didn't know why you outed that women's alliance so quickly when you did. You are a cautionary tale of someone who overplayed when they felt too powerful and too comfortable. Michael's accomplishments got to your head vicariously, and you started to think Taylor was beneath you. Then after Michael left, you felt like it was Taylor's job to almost bend the knee to you in a ways that doesn't make any sense. I thought Michael leaving would have cut you down to size, humbled you, made you value Taylor more. All it did was make you bitter with her for voting him out, even though Taylor couldn't make a difference in that vote because would have been 2-1 at worst. So at the end of the day, no matter how you shake it, Brittany's anger towards Taylor, in my opinion, is misdirected. Her anger truly is with Monte, but she's angry at Taylor for being on code with Monte over turning on Monte for her. But once again, Brittany, when Taylor was only 10% of your priority, how do you deserve anything more than 10% of Taylor's priority? Ooh, see, those are the questions she can't answer. See, no matter how you shake it, there is privilege in Brittany believing Taylor owes her more respect than she has given her for 2 months. There's privilege in Brittany believing Alyssa should make the end, even though Brittany and Michael decided to pick Taylor and Monte for their Brochella to keep the narrative that they were all about the leftovers. All of a sudden, you get to Final Four, and once again, Brittany, you're choosing Alyssa over Taylor. Just like I said last week, her and Michael would have did if as Taylor fans, Michael needed to go. Because if Brittany is willing to turn on Taylor now when Michael isn't even around, she was going to always do it. Nothing has changed. And thank you so much for the super chats, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you. I'm in my Zen mode. I'm focused right now. I'm talking that real stuff. So what you got to understand is Brittany is jealous of the fact that Taylor is more like than her, played a better game than her, relied on Michael less than her, has better social connections than her, and she's mad that Taylor somehow got Turner to want to work with her after being after her. Turner still would rather work with Taylor than work with Brittany. See, what you got to understand is Brittany views Taylor as the girl who always got what she couldn't. I hate to say it that way, and I'm not trying to get personal. I'm trying to really dive deep into the psychology of the player. I'm talking about the player, not the human being necessarily, because I don't know the human being, right? Disclaimer there. But from a gameplay standpoint, for her to make that decision tonight, knowing that she still needs Taylor if she wants to make Final Two, it tells me that she has already made the decision that if Taylor still stays in this game, she's taking Turner to the end. Because making that decision is way too calculated. It is basically you saying, I don't care if this bridge is burned the rest of the game, even if it doesn't work. She knew Taylor was going to get a vote from Turner anyway. She could have made it 2-0 the other way, but the stubbornness within her soul made her refuse to do that. And listen, I was nervous all episode, sweating bullets. I believe Taylor would stay because based off the feeds, based off what I've seen, she wasn't. And see, that brings me to the Alyssa, the real reason why Turner didn't keep Alyssa that we saw tonight. Alyssa tried to blackmail Turner by using her jury vote against him. She tried to manipulate and threaten him with her jury vote as the reason why he should keep her. Oh, now, if you don't keep me, I'm going to go to that jury and I'm going to poison them against you, as if your game is reputable to anyone walking in there. Listen, Kyle is trying to get 10 more seconds out of you. Outside of that, no one really cares, coach. And production, I'm very disappointed we didn't get a jury segment tonight. Listen, I'm okay with it because Taylor won the HOH live and we didn't get many live HOH comps. So I'll give y'all a pass for that. But with that said, coach, the truth is, Brittany is super jealous of any woman that outshines her. She knows Alyssa doesn't outshine her because she's furniture. So she's comfortable being around Alyssa. That's just the truth of it all. When Taylor spent that time at night around Turner and Monte, Brittany created a narrative in her head that they were partying and celebrating Final Three without her, when that really wasn't the premise of what they were doing. But understand, once again, she has to create reasons for why she's doing her friend dirty, okay? When it's all said and done, when the rubber truly meets the road, I think Brittany is going to look back at the decision she made tonight and regret it. Because I don't think she ever had a chance to win this game when Michael left. So the least she could do was go out memorable in a good way. I think the way she is flaming out now, no one's going to want to see her play this game again, and that's quite unfortunate considering who her partner in crime was. Everyone will want to see Michael again. I know that's got to hurt. You're the Marty Jannetty to his Shawn Michaels. I mean, it is what it is, coach. Everybody can't be a star player. It is what it is. So that's basically the point I wanted to drive home with you all before I get to answering questions. I couldn't be more proud of Taylor. Understand, Brittany, for her to make the decision to scheme so much behind Taylor's back, vote against her, to have Turner outsmart her, force the tie, have Monte send Alyssa home, and for Taylor to beat Brittany on a tiebreaker question based around numbers when we know Brittany is on the nerd herd side of the game, we all know she felt that emotional damage. She's salty, coach. All right? So, right now, if I had to guess, Brittany is the most likely one to leave in Final Four, mainly because Taylor winning HOH, I don't think for her game she should win veto. She shouldn't want to have to make no decision like who stays off. She should want everyone else left to decide on that. Taylor, you booked your ticket. Jury management suggests you don't touch that veto. You let everybody else duke it out for it. Because at the end of the day, coach, Taylor should, Taylor should want Brittany and Monte in her final three in theory. I think that's what she will want, even after Brittany did her dirty. But with that said, she makes finale night either way. It really comes down to who is someone willing to take a big shot in Final Four, or has Brittany pissed off the men enough to where they're like, no, she's got to go. If I had to put my money on it, I think Brittany, you're going to be sent to Azkaban prison very soon yourself. It is what it is. All right, I'm ready to answer y'all questions. I'm on my way. I'm on my way to the Bat Cave. All right. So what y'all got to understand is this week, even though it was only Final Five, listen, Monte and Taylor gave us fantastic entertainment. Okay, a lot of people aren't feeling their showmans. Anytime I can see Black Love on Big Brother US, I'm never going to be mad at it because it is so rare, all right, ladies and gentlemen? That's just what it is. If Taylor goes on to win this game, I'm all for Joseph winning AFP. Turner, what he has done tonight, I'm all for him being a close third place after Joseph if Taylor doesn't win the game. If Taylor does win, I'm okay with Turner being a close second after Joseph. But I think that's the fair placement of AFP if Taylor wins the game. Now, I think production is going to hand that AFP over to Turner because, man, the type of work he's been doing, I mean, damn. To some extent, I think he should be rewarded to a degree for getting rid of Alyssa. She needed to go. She was a jury threat, but she ain't with nothing to be one. And at the end of the day, Alyssa wouldn't have won the HOH tonight to keep Brittany from ensuring her safety for Final Three, which justified Turner's reasoning for keeping Taylor in itself. So I just want to go ahead and give some clarity to that decision because there's going to be people saying Turner choked. Turner gave the game to Monte tonight. Turner gave the game to Taylor tonight. There's going to be people saying that. But at the end of the day, Turner doesn't have the skill set to beat Brittany in a mental comp. Taylor tonight proved she did have that skill set. Now the question remains, now that Monte will be able to compete in a veto versus Brittany, a heavily pressure-packed veto, let me add, now we get to see if Brittany truly is this yoke artist or if she only won last week because Monte didn't compete. And that's what I'm so excited for heading into next week. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready to answer your questions. I want to hear your thoughts on this game. I'm sure the live chat is booming and bunking. Please hit that like button. Please comment underneath this video, of course, and share it with all of the fans of Big Brother 24 that you rock with. Man, I'm telling you, man, listen, man, hey, I couldn't be happier Monte and Taylor got together, man, because I think it would be so dope to see a black showman's a final two. I know Taylor in her goodbye message tonight promised to Alyssa she on that feminist stuff still, even though Brittany ain't shit. But I just don't see Turner and Monte losing this veto this week. And if they do, to Brittany, I mean, we know what Brittany gonna do. She gonna evict Monte over Turner because she's anti-black. We see what it is. We see what it is. All right? We see what it is. But that's my take on that. Now I'm ready to answer y'all questions. Yes, Tev. Let's keep it real, man. Brittany held such a grudge with Jasmine, she sent her home over Monte during the Nexus event. If you mean to tell me Jasmine on one leg was more of a threat than Monte after being a former Girls member, but Alyssa somehow is not more of a threat than Taylor, who has been your road dog all game, that's quite convenient of you to suggest that, Brittany. Sorry, we're far too intelligent to fall for that. Like I said, I'm a cause and effect person. And Brittany, the cause of a lot of your effects do not add up. Not in the way you explain them. Because you tend to leave out and omit certain details that will give more context to the cause being toxic. But that's neither here nor there. Salute to you, Nick Schwartz. I appreciate you, Coach. Here is your Infinity Gauntlet. Please defend your multiverse. Brittany wanted Taylor to cater to her needs while stabbing Taylor in the back. Exactly. You know, it was like she thought Taylor was the help. Sorry, she's not the help, Coach. You feel it, dig me? Like, that's not going to happen, Coach. You know, Brittany thought this was Challenge All-Star Season 3. All right, for the patrons, they know what I'm talking about when I say that. Just know, Brittany thought this was some treehouse stuff popping off in these streets. And Taylor had to let her know, no, it ain't no treehouse stuff popping off. But we definitely smoking that Alyssa pack tonight. You feel it, dig me? You feel it, dig me? It's only right the last member of Girls is eradicated from existence. It's only right. Listen, that alliance, And see, who would have thought that Indy and Jasmine would be more beloved than every other member in that alliance? That's insane to me. It just goes to show, just being around Joseph, they got some rub off. Yes, please smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate y'all's support more than you know, and thank you so much for being here tonight. And listen, y'all, now that Taylor has won this HOH tonight, it's time to have a serious conversation about where this season ranks all time. It's time to have a serious conversation. I think it's top 3 all time right now. I think it's top 3. I think if Monte and Taylor end up in final 2 together, ooh boy, hey, listen, it just might be the greatest season of all time. If you put in entertainment value, impact on the culture, strategy, chaos. Listen, before the season, everyone said, man, I just want a messy season of Big Brother again for once. We haven't had one in a while, right? We got that. And we got that and then some. We got a roller coaster ride, and we could never get off the thing. All of us are nauseous, but we still holding on. We still holding on. Yes, Taylor does want a final 2 with Brittany C-Dub. And this is why I'm hoping Monte is the one who takes Taylor to final 2 then. Or I'm hoping for a scenario in which Brittany gets cut in final 4, so Taylor has no choice but to make it all black. Because tonight proved to us Taylor is the more mental player between her and Turner. So if it does come down to her and Turner in a final HOH scenario, I really do think Taylor could beat Turner. And I don't think Taylor takes Turner with her to final 2. I think she does not risk that biscuit there. I think she takes Monte, and that will fulfill the prophecy. And speaking on the prophecy, before we get any deeper into answering your questions, I want to notify you all, ladies and gentlemen, many people have been hitting me up. They're like, Dave. They're like, Dave, man. The last Cookout Crew collection was top tier. It was the Evote edition. I'm not wearing the hoodie now, but of course it is the charcoal gray hoodie. That is to commemorate Big D's classic slogans when he evicted people. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a new announcement for you all. I am dropping the new Cookout Crew collection number 2, entitled The Prophecy Edition, Coach. I couldn't be edition. I changed the font color, so you have all types of different colors and styles. All right, I want y'all to be fly this fall, ladies and gentlemen. But most importantly, I wanted to provide another opportunity for people to buy RBR merch that maybe weren't subscribers last season during BB23. Just like the last collection, these are limited editions. They will not drop ever again, but they will be remixed later down the line with something that is in some way, shape, or form reminiscent of the current season that it is connected to. So I'm going to post the link in the comment section below in the pinned comment. It's already in the description box below if you would like to hit the link. It's all public, and I hope y'all enjoy that. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready to start answering y'all questions. We can discuss anything y'all would like to discuss. Right now, we have not felt this level of fear of the unknown leading to complete euphoria in a long time. This is 2 Thursdays in a row where I came in borderline lemon booty, coming out feeling like Pine Sol. You really dig me, Coach? Listen, man. Everyone says, oh, there were people in the live chat earlier today. Not in this one, of course. I'm talking about the CBS one, the Paramount Plus one. Talking about, oh, I wish Alyssa would stay. I wish Taylor would get blindsided. It would be so entertaining. What has Taylor done to make Final Four? She won the wall comp endurance. What you mean, what has she done? She's touched a block 5 times, survived every time. She's Daenerys Targaryen, the breaker of games out here. What you mean she don't deserve to make Final Four? Are you insane, Coach? Come on, man. If you really believe Taylor has not punched her ticket to finale night and hasn't deserved that ticket that's punched, listen, man, I don't know, man. I think you always gonna hate, because for someone to hate on a player like this who's been through as much as she's been through, I don't think that's cool. I think everything she has got, she's gotten out of the mud in this game. While players like Alyssa has been able to live in first class, never have to fly coach the whole game. Only time Alyssa had to fly coach was when she was in Dire Fest. Outside of that, her whole game has been Brochella. Let's keep it a bean. And what did she do to earn that? Nothing. Yes, Monte did break the internet. Monte and Taylor, I mean. They broke the internet as a couple. They got people in complete denial out here in these streets. There were people rooting against Taylor that were Taylor fans, hoping she went home just so she would be around Joseph. I'm like, so you want her to lose the game just because she kissed Monte? What is this? That told me everything I needed to know, man. Told me everything I needed to know. Oh, I thought that was funny when Taylor tonight said sorry to Joseph in her confessional. That was funny. I mean, she showed some awareness there. Hopefully the casuals aren't too angry, but I hear Facebook. I hear they're pissed. But what else? What else is new? I don't know. Yeah, Turner did come through. Salute to him, coach. Salute to him. Fuji says Taylor should nominate Monte and Turner. It really doesn't matter who the nominees are, Fuji. I'm keeping it a bean with you. At the end of the day, it really just comes down to who wins the veto. Now, yeah, it just comes down to who wins the veto. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even gonna dive deep into that because at the end of the day, I think now it's the Hunger Games for everyone. I think Taylor, for the first time ever, she gets a week to kick her feet up, and everyone else left in the house are the ones that can feel what she has felt all season. This is gonna feel like an inverted effect this week. I'm just prepping y'all, and you know Monty's excited because the HOH room is pro-black for another week. You feel it, dig me, coach? You feel it, dig me? Isaiah says, out of all his years of watching the show, he's never seen them do a timer just to get up to play a veto competition. I think it happened once before, but... Tempest X question, if Brittany yokes the veto, does she have a case to win? I don't think so, bro. I think Brittany's botch of what she tried to do to get rid of Taylor this week is going to inevitably be why she loses to Taylor. It's going to inevitably be why she loses to Turner. And it's going to inevitably be why she loses to Monte. But I don't think she ends up in Final Two with Monte in any scenario. So we could scratch that because she wants him gone and he wants her gone. So only scenarios that she could end up in Final Two really are Taylor and Turner. That's her ideal Final Three at least. And I think she loses to both of them considerably. Because I think Monte goes to that jury and... Well, I think if Monte and Taylor get eliminated and Brittany somehow sits with Turner, I think Monte and Taylor would respect Turner's game a lot more. I think Kyle possibly will probably reward Turner. Well, I don't know. Kyle could be bitter. Him and Alyssa could be bitter towards Turner. It could get interesting there, to be honest. But we know Indy hates Brittany, but Indy also hates Turner. You know what? It could be a legit toss-up between Turner and Brittany depending on who hates who the most, you know. That could come down to who Joseph speaks more highly of. And if I had to guess, Joseph might speak more highly of Brittany just because she wasn't in the Dyer Fest scenario. So, yeah, in theory, Brittany has a shot. But I don't think the men are going to let her make it out of Final Four if they have a say in it. I don't think they're going to let her. Shania Page says, she literally cried when Taylor won HOH tonight. She has never seen something like this happen on Big Brother. Best HOH win ever. And this needs to be stated as well, Shania. We have not seen black women in the past be this clutch. All right? Taylor is a very clutch player. She's clutch socially. She's clutch strategically when she's on that block because she doesn't overdo it. In order to survive the block 5 times and be black, people are highly underestimating how difficult it is in that situation to keep your poker face. We've seen players who aren't black this season be on the block 1 week and unravel. So at the end of the day, you have every right to be brought to tears after what you saw tonight because we almost lost her tonight, Shania. And now we know for a fact she's here for another 2 weeks until finale night. Now we know the same dress that Paloma and the rest of her second-rate friends tried to target her over wearing is the same dress she's going to be wearing in 2 weeks. Yeah. You feel it, dig me? So, listen, I like foreshadowing. And that was a good red herring that Taylor brought to our front door. Hot Sauce says, Coach, do you think Taylor's going to take a shot at Monte? This week, no. I think this week she will prioritize taking out Turner if she can. But once again, it's all about the veto. And in my opinion, for Taylor's game, she shouldn't want to win this veto. She should want one of the other 3 to win it. I think she's going to be rooting for Brittany to win it. But the thing is, if Brittany wins it, Brittany is likely going to take out Monte. And that's the tough part, Taylor. The only way to get Monte to Final 3 is if he wins the veto himself, but if he wins it, Turner comes with him. So maybe Taylor does have to win the veto, use it on Monte. No, Monte would take out Brittany. You know what? I don't think many people are going to get the Final 3 they want. Because somebody going to have to give something up here. Everybody ain't going to be able to get what they want here. And that's why I think the most likely scenario is Brittany gets whacked. Because I think all the other scenarios, it's either Brittany or Monte, I think. I don't think Turner gets whacked because I don't think Brittany ever votes him out. So yeah, I think the only people in danger this week are Brittany and Monte. I think Turner has pretty much made Final 3 with Taylor now. Unless Monte cuts Turner. But I don't think he would do that. And after what Turner just did, I don't think so. Isaiah says, Coach, did you see how the edit tried to doctor it up to make it seem like this week was the week that Brittany turned on Taylor? Well, that's what they got to do. At the end of the day, the truth is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad you mentioned this, Isaiah. Brittany has turned on Taylor a long time ago. She turned on Taylor when Michael was around, okay? Every time Taylor tried to get Brittany down with the plan to get Michael out, Brittany shot it down. Brittany did everything in her power to, no. Because Brittany was scared of showing the real her and having to hold her own ovaries without Michael being beta to protect her alpha ass. This is the truth. See, she wants the narrative to be now that she's all about being this strong-spirited, strong-willed, independent, virtuous woman, but those are the same qualities about Taylor that she can't stand about her. She only likes Taylor when Taylor is the victim that she can have the savior complex of saving. When Taylor doesn't need her for that, Brittany doesn't want Taylor around. So it is what it is, but this is more of a reason why I'm so thankful Monte played as well as he played weeks ago. Because if he doesn't do that, he goes home, he becomes a target for Turner before Michael, and this is a completely different Final 4 we have here. So no matter how you shake it, I know there's people that might not support the showmance itself, but listen, Monte was the prince who was promised, and because of Monte, Taylor's guaranteed a finale spot right now, you know? So listen, trust the prophecy. Precious said, X question, who do you think is the most bitter in jury? Well, based off rumors, and I'm going to allude to this because we didn't see it tonight. I can't substantiate this, I can't prove it, but a lot of people are suggesting that Michael and Terrance got into it in the jury house. I was hoping during tonight's episode we would be able to see a clip of what happened. Apparently, allegedly, Joseph stepped in to mediate, to try to solve the issue a bit. Now, the rumor going around is that Terrance may have been removed from sequester to cool down a little bit. I don't necessarily believe that part of it. But with that said, the fact that they didn't show the jury segment does give a little bit of credence to that narrative. Why now, this Thursday, are you not showing jury segments? Can you only show them during 2-hour episodes? I don't think that's what it is. Now, granted, it was a lot of last-second drama they had to add into this episode, and they did have an HOH comp in which they had to crown the HOH live because they rarely do it. But with that said, they could have still fit in a jury phase segment. I think they didn't show it to us because it was very complicated. It might be a little risque for CBS to show that because, you know, the subject matter, we don't know what it entails necessarily. We know if Terrance got into it with Michael, it involves race, so there you go. So that's what I'll say about that. So if y'all happen to see that clip maybe on Sunday's episode, or if we see it a week from now and it's just a double feature of jury segment moments, at least I was able to plant those seeds for the casuals that aren't following feeds, that aren't even privy to that knowledge now. He says she's more of a Brooklyn brawler. You wild, bro. James, you wild, bro. Taylor isn't taking a guy to Final 2. Hey, man, it's possible. Hot Sauce says Cookout is ranked number 1. Well, see, that's the thing. I didn't say Leftovers was the best alliance ever. I said this season might go down as the best ever. There's a difference. Listen, we all love the Cookout, but we all can admit that this season is on crack. That's just what it is. The season is on crack, bro. You know, listen, I'm not one to act like this season isn't fire. As Turner would say, that's fire. The season's fire, bro. It's caliente. El Diablo. But all right, I'm scrolling around. I'm trying to see if y'all got any more questions. My web browser started tweaking and started zooming in extra hard on stuff. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Hold up. Okay. Okay. Yeah, someone just asked about jury too. Jamaica, Monica, Azza, Taylor, and Daniel are only black women to make Final 3. That's impressive. Well, actually, I think Jamaica made Final 4, right? Because I think Zach made Final 3 that season. But other than that, I get your point, though. This is a rare feat. This is an accomplishment. This is something Taylor does deserve her roses for. And let's be honest, any scenario in which Brittany isn't guaranteed Final 3, where Brittany has to stew over the decision she made for another couple of days, the fact that she's starting to feel a little sick, this could alter her decision making in the veto comp necessarily. We don't know. And honestly, I don't want Brittany to crack that Final 3 anymore. I don't. I don't think listen, man, what she did tonight, man, listen, it would be amazing to see Taylor take her out. Now, granted, Taylor doesn't want to take her out because Taylor believes she has an easier dub next to Brittany. I get that. But for what Brittany tried to do to you tonight, Taylor, I'm sorry. I don't think she deserves second place money. She didn't even want you to have a shot at second place money. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how I feel. Yeah, I mentioned that. Okay, I'm glad I mentioned that because y'all did mention that in the comments section. Coach, did you see how Brittany was like, this is for you, Michael? The look on Turner and Monty's face. Yes, the look on Turner's face is actually in the thumbnail. He's actually like, you will dig me. He wasn't feeling that at all. And see, what Brittany doesn't understand is a lot of the things she chose to do this week, her showing she was still salty about what happened to Michael. All that did was create more paranoia in someone like Turner's mind that Brittany was after him before Monty. So why would Turner trust you, trust to work with you, when he knows you're going to want to get him back for what happened to Michael? At the end of the day, Coach, it makes sense for Turner to not trust Brittany right now. It just does. And quite frankly, she has no one to blame but herself for why a lot of white players didn't trust her over black people. That's on you, Brittany, because of how you chose to play when Michael was next to you. If you would have played a little bit more honest when Michael was next to you and you bid more of the good cop to his bad cop, I'm willing to guarantee you your plan would have worked tonight. But because you wanted to be bad cop 2.0 to Michael's bad cop 1.0, because you decided to be alpha of the Whisperers, it is what it is. You deserve your fate. And that's why I'm so happy Taylor won tonight, man. The one thing I didn't want to see is Brittany in that HOH room for a week. I may not have voted out Taylor, but I still won. This is for you, Michael, again. No. I want her to start thinking, did I make the right decision there? What if Taylor wins the veto? Does she use it on Monty now because I voted her out? I want that to seep in. You will dig me. You will dig me. I'm just saying, man. I want that doubt to kick in, all right? You know, Tempest, I got to keep it a bean, man. I'm tempted to go buy a rug right now, Coach. I'm tempted to go buy a rug now. Because what the Rug Shack man has done, Shack man no more. I can't. Salute to him, man. You know what I'm saying? Take as little amount of showers as you want to, Coach, as long as you keep doing Brittany dirty. You really dig me? But production, calm down on the cultural appropriation edit. It's coming off insincere as shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's bussin'. He took a L. I'm guffing. I'm bluffing. I ain't from Russia, so girl, why you rushing? I need that pimp juice. Like, bro, I've seen enough, bro. There's only so many ebonics I can handle. But with that said, you kept black folks this week, so I ain't mad at it. You feel a dig me? You feel a dig me? It's like Xavier is Proof and Turner's Eminem right now. You feel a dig me? Salute to Proof, R.I.P. I don't know, man. I don't know if the rumors about Terrance are true, man. I ain't trying to buy him. I ain't trying to believe him. I need to see it for myself. But the fact that we didn't see a segment, I'm starting to believe him. No time. Starting to believe him, dog. You know what I mean? Come on, man. No Time came in. That's crazy. So No Time got evicted before Michael. So he must have walked into that jury house and he must have felt some energy of people that didn't really like him. So when Michael came in, he must have made it his decision to like pick on Michael. That way people would take his side against Michael. And then Joseph must have stepped in and be like, hey, man, you too hard on Michael. You ain't shit either, bro. You did me dirty in the Nexus event yourself. You know what? I'm starting to think that's what happened. I'm starting to think Joseph stepped in to say, Terrance, you ain't no better because you played Kyle's game too, boy. I'm starting to think that's what happened on the low. I'm starting to think that's what happened. And maybe production didn't show it because they want Turner to win AFP and they knew Joseph would have got massive props for doing that, for defending Michael against Terrance. I don't know. I don't want my conspiracy hat to come on. I'm taking it off. I'm just celebrating tonight. You really dig me? Customized rug talking about cookout prophecy. You really dig me? Hey, man, we definitely going to have to trick that out. We going to at least put a logo on it. You know what I'm saying? The RBR logo. Clip it. Xavier is proof and Turner is Eminem. Oh, man, y'all wild in these streets, man. But it looks like y'all ain't got that many questions left, so this is where I'm going to leave you all. Of course, the next rant will be Patreon exclusive. It will be after Sunday night's episode. It seems like based off what Julie said to us tonight, there won't be a Wednesday night's episode next week. So likely it will just be a Sunday nighter and a Thursday nighter. So I will be back publicly next Thursday. Hopefully by then Brittany's fate will be sealed. But until then, I hope I have given you all a lot of entertainment. I hope I've broken down this week in a unique way to get you all to think outside the box and understand why black fans are looking at Brittany very suspect. You know, there was a time when we loved you, Brittany. But you showed us that you didn't love us that much because every decision you've made ever since has been very questionable. No offense. I'm Dave Smith of Recency Bias Radio, where no one is safe from criticism. And this has been the 33rd rant of the season, ladies and gentlemen, entitled Trust the Prophecy. I know last week when I brought up the prophecy, no one was listening. Nobody believed. Sure, it seemed funny on its surface, but nobody really thought we would take this step. Understand this was a necessary next step. This next step puts us down the path of a possible all-black final two. And that even being possible is good enough for me, and I hope that's good enough for you. I'll see you on the flip side, and thank you so much for your support. Until next time, deuces. Way to do it, Taylor. The karma is unstoppable in these streets.